Happy Victory Monday, Lewis.
Happy Victory Monday, Ross. It is a Victory Monday. All the good guys won.
All the good guys.
Jags got it done. Let's go. We're counting down to a big playoff home game against the Bills. And I know everybody's just going to be racing through this week to get to Sunday, but, let's savor this. It doesn't happen. I mean, it hasn't happened very often. Only 5 times Jags have won the division, so let's enjoy every moment of this incredible season. I mean, hey, 13 wins, right? That doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't.
For your Jacksonville Jaguars, maybe it's something that is going to happen more often. So no matter what happens Sunday, I think the Jags do get the dub, but we'll get to that later. But I think you just got to enjoy every moment of this. This is awesome.
And get your tickets fast because they're going fast. I saw
it might be too late.
A video that Anthony Austin just put out talking about how expensive tickets are depending on what section you're looking at. And Lou was just telling me how he just saved a bunch of money on his mortgage. I believe our new college football bet is that if I win, you will pay for my tickets this weekend? Is that what you said? God. With the money you're now saving?
I should have told Ross about the escrow adjustment.
I think that's what he said.
Annually. And that what's going to happen is next year when that escrow adjustment comes in, it's going to be way higher, and then you're going to have to start buying lunch for me. No, Ross is going to get in the stadium. We're going to figure it out. We'll figure it out. Uncle Anthony will help out.
Now, if my grandfather, back in the good old days, when things were a little bit more lax, which thankfully, things are a bit tighter now. But back in the good old days, he would have just hopped the fence, and he would have talked his way into. You just kind of act like
standing room only. Just get on in.
Yeah, and you just act as if no, I've been here the whole time. What are you talking about? No, I've already actually had 2 drinks. I'm just coming back to get my third. That kind of thing.
This could be a tough ticket.
Bill Gillen, R.I.P. Bless your heart, my friend. Hilarious.
Super Sky Point.
Can't do that now, though.
No, and in fact, we need, as the tickets are getting harder to come by, need more Jags getting them because we don't want that Bills crew.
Yeah, you don't want royal blue and red to fill the stadium.
No, that is the last thing we need. But you know what's coming. You know they are going to descend upon Duval, so God bless them.
Now, I've heard, also, before we get into it, that there are some Bills fans currently in your household. Western New Yorkers, maybe I won't say Bills fans.
No.
That might be going a bit far.
That's not far. That's 100% well, my in-laws. I married into a Western New York family, and that's just
questionable.
Decision making. Thank God my wife has the logic, to have embraced. I mean, the fact is, we've been here for 15 years. I never lived in Western New York. Listen. I'm not going to claim that. I'm a South Carolina dude, and, South Georgia. But the fact that we've been down here 15, 16 years now and have created 2 Duval County citizens. I mean, they were born right here.
Yeah.
You have to kind of embrace it now. You know what I mean? We got Duval County on the birth certificate for 2 children. So now it's like we're Jaguars and we're Jacksonville. Honey, you have to take that. But my in-laws who are visiting,
they don't have that.
No, and God love my in-laws. My mother-in-law, sweet as she can be, I don't think she knows fully that I'm absolutely rooting against the Bills. Like she goes, Lewis, are you excited the Bills are coming to Jacksonville? It's going to be so much fun for you to get to watch the Bills. I'm like, wait. You're missing the plot here. I'm 100% Jags.
Maybe more importantly, does your father-in-law know that?
Well, it's
touchy subject.
Touchy subject. It certainly is.
Let's get into it.
God love having them in town, and they're going to be heading down to their place, Snowbirds. And they're coming into in a good transition. What a great time to be a snowbird if you're coming to Florida this week.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have some good temperatures up and down the East Coast, some temperatures right around 80 degrees by part of the forecast.
Yeah, they can't get out and enjoy the warmer weather soon enough. Let's give you another live look out there. Lots of sunshine. Few high clouds rolling in, but otherwise you got 71 degrees with some offshore showers, Lou. But outside
coastal trough.
Yeah,
the classic inverted.
But still a good ways offshore, so really shouldn't have to be too concerned about that here tonight. Many of our inland areas warmed up into the low 70s. Now, far inland, or we're talking out towards the Okefenokee and the Suwannee Valley, a little bit cooler there, where we did have a little bit of some extra cloud cover, partly due to the dense fog that we had early this morning. And similar story along the St. Johns River, the coastal areas, we're talking mid to upper 60s. But overall, thankfully, much warmer than we had yesterday. We talked a lot last week about how you were going to need at least a light jacket, that teal and black jacket or a sweatshirt for the Jags game yesterday. I saw a lot of folks bundled up on social media out there. So it was a nice warm up here this afternoon, Lou.
It was. Yeah. It was I think we were running 10, 11 degrees, warmer than this time yesterday, 24 hours. So we're doing much better. I think one of the big weather stories that we've got indicated on this next 12 hours in Jax was that fog icon that we saw there towards the end. That's what those lines are. That's fog. And so we will see that in the morning, just like we had this morning. Very similar scenario. You kind of have that inversion fog rolling through, and we get cooler air kind of trapped, stable, but as that cool air gets trapped, the lower sun angle has a hard time mixing out the atmosphere. So it kind of, as we get to 9, 10 o'clock, we could still have some patchy to dense fog, and a lot of times what will happen is it lingers even longer along the beaches. Mm-hmm. When you get that sea fog, and that's some stubborn stuff. But you see, when you got visibilities half a mile or less, that's when you've got impaired ability to stop and react to issues on the highways. And so we'll watch 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's when things will start thickening up, but really emphasizing your commute. And Ross, this is the time. This week is back to everything week, right? Everybody, the holidays are officially over now. Epiphany's come and gone. We are fully into work and school. I know St. Johns County went back today. A lot of other schools will go back tomorrow and Wednesday. So let's be mindful of those kids who are heading to the bus stop, walking, biking. Mamas, send them to school with bright colored clothes on, because these next couple of mornings, it'll be a little tricky.
Yeah, and I mean, even not just the kids, but just anyone really.
Anybody walking. Anybody out on the roads, if you're walking your dog. I mean, early in the morning. Yeah.
I bring that up this morning. Literally a white cargo van. I was taking my dog for a walk, and I mean, I don't know if he ever didn't either see me or not, but I mean, right up beside me.
A little suspect, a little sketchy white cargo van riding up next to you.
Yeah, and as I waved my hand,
you some candy.
Yeah, as I waved my hand to him, and it was not a kind hello. He did wave to me, and I'm like, you just about
kindly.
No, he did
or
kindly.
Or he gave you back the
No, he didn't. No, he did kindly.
He just thought he was having a day.
And I was like, what are you doing? You just about hit my dog and me here on the side of the road. So, when it's foggy out there, folks,
take it easy.
Yeah, take it easy. Be alert, especially as you said, this is the first full week back. Mm-hmm. Might be a little extra sleepy out there.
For sure.
Give yourself an extra shot of espresso in that coffee. Wake yourself up. Open the eyes a little bit. Hands at 10 and 2.
10 and 2.
Pay attention.
And be ready. Yeah, we got that post-holiday hangover, and so this is the week to get readjusted back into it. Looking ahead, tomorrow, even warmer, so a few degrees warmer by the afternoon. We'll scrape the low mid-70s, even 75, Jacksonville. To get down towards Keystone, get down towards Palatka, you'll be up in the upper 70s as well. And so that's why we wouldn't be too surprised by the time we get to the end of the week that we start seeing some 80s here around the First Coast.
Yeah, and pretty dry week.
Pretty dry week. It is interesting watching, this is our in-house model, and watching Wednesday, Thursday, it tries to paint on a couple of showers. Or it had been, but look how spotty. I mean, so we on the 7-day we had been playing with, is it 10%? Is it 0? Is it 20? And it goes back and forth. I think the take home here is Wednesday there might be a little extra moisture in the atmosphere in southeast Georgia, and if you get a quick sprinkle, that's exactly what it would be.
And I think that's really what the models are picking up on is the fact that it's going to be a little bit more humid, or just as you mentioned, some extra moisture out there, and just due to the daytime heating. Might just give lift to just one or two quick, light showers out there. But overall, rain chances should stay pretty low through most of the work week here, Lou.
Yeah. For our intents and purposes, not really good rain chance. So if we go through the Wednesday, another morning we'll watch for some fog, but a warm afternoon, certainly, and that is the trend all week long. Thursday, even better, we haven't indicated fog. We'll have to get a little bit closer to time, to see if the pattern has sort of shifted. But we got those winds. If it's a little breezier in the morning, that's one of the other things. You get a little wind starting to kick up. It makes it harder to get that morning fog. So we'll see what happens there. All right, time for a break. Got a lot more to get to. We got some Jags football to talk about ahead this weekend, and the rest of that next kind of rain chance that we've got to talk about too. So stay with us.
Well, Lou, we talked about the warm trend here over the next couple of days. Mid-70s tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. The other thing going on Thursday outside of the warm weather? Semifinal of the college football playoff, which you and I have been atrocious at picking. You see our records there from the CFP quarters, both 1 for 3. Now, we should both give her flowers. Rachel Phillips, our new sports reporter, she went 4 for 4, 4-0 for the quarters. She should. And in true sports reporter fashion, she messaged both of us and trolled us immediately, letting us know that she got all 4 games right and she knew what she was talking about.
Classic flex.
And we didn't. Apparently, she actually mentioned the words, maybe you should stick to the weather.
Oh.
And you just hate to hear that. You hate to see it. That doesn't make you feel good. But it's true, perhaps.
Inside the business, I'm just going to take you inside the business a little bit. There is a natural rivalry at every station I've ever worked at between weather and sports. I've always had a big battle. Now, Chris Porter and I were buddies, not really the rivalry. And it hasn't happened here around First. I've always been but we've had sports directors past. You butt heads with them, weather and sports.
Yeah.
We butt heads. I worked at a previous station many, many moons ago, weather and sports. Just because weather would take a little extra time, sports would lose a little time here, you got problems. I see a budding rivalry. I see a new rivalry happening with Rachel.
She's starting it.
She's starting it.
I can relate to that. In Oklahoma City, our guy who would come in and host our sports show on Sundays, his name's Curtis Fitzpatrick, great guy. Him and I are buddies.
Yeah.
But big Cowboys fan. Of course, I'm an Eagles fan.
Rivalry.
And because I would co-host a show with him some weekends, and Yeah, we would get into it from time to time.
Of course. It's just there's a natural – it's friendly sometimes. But, yeah, keep that in mind as you watch. Notice the chemistry. Rachel and I might be a little cold to each other. She's going to continue that smack talk, but she did great. All right, so we've got these games coming up. You mentioned Thursday, Friday. Got to get out of the way of Grandpa NFL. So we got these end-of-the-week games before the playoffs take over for the NFL. Miami, Ole Miss, Oregon, Indiana.
No, we won't do our picks today.
No
but
picks yet.
Just a little tease ahead. Are you feeling one way or the other?
Okay, yes, I am.
Okay.
I will never
Don't give it away, but
pick against a certain team ever again, which I made the mistake of last week. And then maybe some old stomping ground vibes for another pick. So it might be just a couple things to think about. Yeah, but maybe that doesn't give it too much away. But I haven't made my decision yet, so that we can't book it. I might change my heart. Warm and trend. All right, this is why. Okay, so these are your 850 temperatures.
I think 500 millibar.
500 temperatures. So we're looking at levels of the atmosphere here. We're getting up in the middle and upper levels, and we've got that nice little ridge that's bubbling up, little quasi heat dome trying to come in for a winter time. So basically, look at the map. As you go back to the beginning of it, if things are just kind of moving west to east, very zonal, which is what's happening here. Things are just kind of seasonable. You got to start to get those ridges, the things kind of bending upwards. You get a little hotter, but it's those greens and blues kind of dipping down from the Great Lakes. That brings us our colder air, and that's what we look for, those kinks in the jet or the kinks in the flow that give us our cold snaps, which this front coming Saturday and into Sunday is not the most impressive in terms of cold snap, so to speak.
Yeah, not as impressive.
Their temperatures drop, but I'm not seeing like one of those.
Not an Arctic blast.
Epic Arctic, yeah. Snaps.
And more than likely, probably not going to see nearly as much moisture with it as well. So overall, it shouldn't be as potent of a system. But before that front arrives, you'll get, and you and I have talked about it before on here, some compressional heating. Winds pick up a little bit out of the southwest. The overall just temperature here on the first coast, kind of you get to squeeze, and temperatures continue to climb then. So we're talking low 80s, mid 80s perhaps for some folks there Saturday afternoon. Now outside of the beaches, which are still going to be in the 70s, but it'll be a warm day there on Saturday. Warm, low breezy, feeling good and looking good if you got outdoor plans, at least during the daytime hours. Yeah. Now, what are we thinking perhaps of maybe a few showers by the PM?
Yeah, but not like last Saturday, right?
Right.
I think this has the makings of one of those fronts that you see coming and you watch on radar, maybe central Georgia, and it looks like it has this act together, and you get to southeast Georgia and northeast Florida, and the thing kind of just breaks apart. So models had been strong on last Saturday's rain pretty consistently, holding its act together, and then we got higher resolution that held its act together, and it certainly came to pass. But look, this would be late Saturday, into wee hours of Sunday morning, after midnight, and I don't see a lot of rain with this.
Yeah, I think best chances will probably be across southeastern Georgia, like we'll often see with this, and then perhaps it kind of does that hopscotch effect kind of during the overnight period where we don't see a lot. And then by the time, you wake up Sunday morning, maybe the I-4 corridor south, they tap into a little bit, of richer, moisture air. And, as the front's kind of dying out, perhaps that sparks off a few more showers. But I would say overall, we're not expecting kind of the deluge of rain that we saw Saturday evening that, we had the weather impact alert in place, all of that. Not going to be the case this time around. And
then Sunday, we're getting winds back out of the north generally. So cooler. This past Jags game against Titans, we were pretty cold in that stadium, or pretty cool, I should say. Not cold, but upper 50s. And Bills Jags, this will be one of those things. I think you take the layers with you again, just because after hitting 82 the day before, 81 the day before that, we're going to have 3 or 4 consecutive days pushing 80, and then we get to this game and we're in the low mid 60s.
Yeah,
and breezy.
To me, this comes across as a game that, like, as you're walking around tailgating or walking into the stadium and up the steps or the ramp, like, you could easily work up a sweat a little bit if you're not getting the breeze as much and you're wearing a couple layers.
Yeah.
But it's then, like, once you sit down and about 10 minutes into the first quarter, you're like, wow, I'm a little chilly.
A little chilly. So have a layer.
Yeah, have the sweatshirt, the jacket ready to go.
Yeah, we got much more. We're going to eventually make some playoff picks as well, including the Bills coming to see the Jags. But we got to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back in, folks. So we got a few minutes left here, and we talked.
Are we picking now? We're not.
No. We're not picking now per se.
I got you.
We're mainly just kind of giving a quick look at all the different playoff matchups. If you've been sleeping under a rock here for the past 12, 18 hours or so, but also kind of giving a look ahead to the forecast in each of these. So I don't know how closely you've looked at each of these spots, but that front that we have coming in here.
Yes.
Saturday night, overnight and really into Sunday morning then, stronger portion of the front and more moisture up towards Charlotte.
Yeah.
For the Panthers and Rams game.
Looks a little rainier there.
Yeah, so 4:30 kick for the Panthers and Rams. Doesn't look like it's going to be raining at the start, but perhaps kind of after halftime and through the second half. Could be a little bit rainy and breezy. Check out the Windy City.
Yeah.
Bears and Packers. Same front coming through.
I'm excited about this game. I just like a good natural rivalry here. And snow game be kind of fun. I mean, if, it's certainly going to be cold enough. That cold air is going to – and that's exactly where we were showing you kind of where the Arctic air is going to be, right up around the Great Lakes. So
it does look like it's going to be quite cold.
Yep.
Cold, windy, a few snow flurries.
Yep. And then, we've already talked about Bills coming here to play the Jags. But, I mean, when you're talking, relative weather, I think you can't beat what you're going to get here in Jacksonville.
We'll probably have the nicest of nearly anyone.
Yep. Eagles, cold. I mean,
cold. It looks like 40s and a pretty stout west wind, 10 to 15 gusts upwards of maybe 20 to 25. So yet again,
you excited about hosting the 49ers?
Am I excited?
Yeah.
No, hate it.
No, that's a tough draw.
Yep. The Eagles absolutely blew it yesterday. Could have had the 2 seed.
Yeah.
And instead,
did they sit starters? What happened?
They did sit starters. I'm not as upset about that. I understand the reasoning, but it was the play calling, as it has been all year. Don't get me started. I'll get up on my high horse here a little bit, but the
Eagles kind of backed themselves into that.
They did. Yeah, they deserve it.
Could have been playing the Panthers.
They would have gotten the Packers.
Packers, because the Panthers won the division. So they would have gotten the Packers, which I would much rather play.
I would much rather play the Packers than the Niners.
Yeah, Packers are that. Yikes. And then the other side of these, I think the scariest team right now on this side. I'm not obviously the Jags are going the whole way, but man, those Texans,
and they got what should be a layup.
Should be, unless Grandpa decides it's time to flex and.
Well, considering the Steelers should have lost last night.
Should have.
And they didn't.
Oh, kickers, man. Talk about mixed extra point.
Yeah.
And then missed, 46-yard field goal, something like that?
You should probably still have your son out there in the backyard, though, kicking field goals.
Kicking field goals. You never know. Make a paycheck. But, God, I felt bad for that guy. I had my soft spot in my heart. I know Ravens fans were –
they're hurting.
Blowing up his Instagram. It's bad news.